Welcome back to the 21 Boom Guided Meditation. This is Coach Feeney. The power of change. Talking about this stuff in action here and the roller coaster of the mind. We're going to talk about strengthening the hub of awareness. So, with a mindful brain, here's what modern clinical research, 2,500 years of contemplative practice, recent neuroscience investigations, and my own experience all suggest. Mindfulness is a form of mental activity that trains the mind to become aware of awareness itself and to pay attention to one's own attention. As researchers have defined it, mindfulness requires paying attention to the present moment from a stance that is non judgmental and non reactive. It teaches self observation. Practitioners are able to describe with words the internal seascape of the mind. At the heart of this process, I believe, is a form of internal tuning in to oneself that enables people to become their own best friend. And just as our attunement to our children promotes a healthy, secure attachment, tuning in to the self also promotes a foundation for resilience and flexibility. So, in terms of the adolescent brain and the prefrontal cortex, with regular exercise, a good diet, and sleep, you can see the foundation set for promoting neuroplasticity, making a verbal agreements that they will follow this quote unquote prescription for health. It's amazing how often these basics of brain health are ignored. Exercise is an underrated treatment, and now we know that aerobics not only release the endorphins that can combat a down mood, but also promotes the growth of the brain. Eating regularly and well, balancing the various food groups and avoiding excessive sugar and stimulants can help to reduce mood swings. And sleep, though in short supply and difficult at times to initiate, is a healer that can be approached in a systematic way. Sleep hygiene includes setting up a calming routine before bed, minimizing caffeine or other stimulants once evening approaches. If not before, shutting off digital stimulation not an hour or two before sleeping, and quiet activities such as taking a bath, listening to soothing music, or reading a book can all help the body as well as the mind to settle. These brain hygiene basics in this contract, we can move into a specific effort to promote integration. With practice, a mindful state becomes a mindful trait. So let yourself get settled. It's good to sit with your back straight if you can, feet planted flat on the floor, legs uncrossed. If you need to lie down flat on the floor, that's okay too. And with your eyes open at first, just try this. Try letting your attention go to the center of the room. And now just notice your attention as you let it go to the far wall. And now follow your attention as it comes back to the middle of the room. And then bring it up close as if you were holding a book at reading distance. And notice how your attention can go to very different places. Now let your awareness go inward. You can let your eyes close at this point. Get a sense inside yourself of your body and space where you're sitting in the room. And now let yourself just become aware of the sounds around you. That sense of sound can fill your awareness. Let your awareness now find the breath wherever you feel it most prominently, whether it's at the level of your nostrils, the air going in and out, or the level of your chest as it goes up and down, or the level of your abdomen going inward and outward. Perhaps you'll even just notice your whole body breathing. Wherever it comes naturally, just let your awareness ride the wave of your in-breath and then your out-breath. When you come to notice, as often happens, that your mind may have wandered and become lost in thoughts or a memory, feeling, a worry, when you notice that, just take note of it and gently, lovingly return your awareness toward the breath wherever you feel it, and follow that wave of the in-breath and the out-breath. As you follow your breath, I'm going to tell you an ancient story that's been passed through the generations. The mind is like the ocean, and deep in the ocean beneath the surface, it's calm and clear. And no matter what the surface conditions are like, whether it's smooth or choppy or even a full strength gale up there, deep in the ocean, it's tranquil and serene. From the depth of the ocean, you can look toward the surface and simply notice the activity there. Just as from the depth of the mind, you can look upward toward the waves, the brain waves at the surface of your mind, all the activity of mind, the thoughts, feelings, sensations, and memories. Enjoy this opportunity to just observe those activities at the surface of your mind. At times, it may be helpful to let your attention go back to the breath and follow the breath to reground yourself in the tranquil place at the deepest depth of the mind. From this place, it's possible to become aware of the activities of the mind without being swept away by them, to discern them, that those are not the totality of who you are, that you are more than just your thoughts, more than your feelings. You can have those thoughts and feelings and also be able to just notice them with the wisdom that they are not your identity. They are simply one part of your mind's experience. For some, naming the type of mental activity like feeling or thinking, remembering, or worrying can help allow these activities of the mind to be noted as events that come and go. Let them gently float away and out of awareness. I'll share one more image with you during this inward time. Perhaps you'll find it helpful and want to use it as well. Picture your mind as a wheel of awareness. Imagine a bicycle wheel where there is an outer rim and spokes that connect that rim to an inner hub. In this mind's wheel of awareness, anything that can come into our awareness is one of the infinite points on the rim. One sector of the rim might include what we become aware of through our five senses of touch, taste, smell, hearing, and sight. Those senses that bring the outside world into our mind. Another sector of the rim is our inward sense of the body, the sensations of our limbs, and our facial muscles, the feelings in the organs of our torso, our lungs, our heart, our intestines. All of the body brings its wisdom up into our mind. And this bodily sense, this sixth sense, if you will, is another of the elements to which we can bring our awareness. Other points on the rim are what the mind creates directly, such as thoughts and feelings, memories and perceptions, hopes and dreams. This segment of the rim of our mind is also available to our awareness. And this capacity to see the mind itself is what we might call our seventh sense. As we come to sense our connections with others, we perceive our relationships with the larger world, which perhaps constitutes yet another capacity, an eighth relational sense. Now notice that we have a choice about where we send our attention. We can choose which points on the rim to visit. We may choose to pay attention to one of the five senses, or perhaps the feeling in our belly, and send a spoke there. Or we may choose to pay attention to a memory and send a spoke to that area of the rim where inputs from our seventh sense is located. All of these spokes emanate from the depth of our mind, which is the hub of the wheel of awareness. And as we focus on the breath, we will find that the hub grows more spacious. As the hub expands, we develop the capacity to be receptive to whatever arises from the rim. We can give ourselves over to the spaciousness, to the luminosity, the quality of the hub. It can receive any aspect of our experience, just as it is, without preconceived ideas or judgments. This mindful awareness, this receptive attention brings us into a tranquil place where we can be aware of and know all elements of our experience. Like the calm depths of the sea inside, the hub of our wheel of awareness is a place of tranquility, of safety, of openness and curiosity. It is from this safe and open place that we can explore the nature of our mind with equanimity, energy, and concentration. This hub of our mind is always available to us right now, and it's from this hub that we enter a compassionate state of connection to ourselves and feel compassion for others. Let's focus on our breath for a few more moments together, opening the spacious hub of our minds to the beauty and wonder of what is. When you are ready, you can take a more voluntary and perhaps deeper breath if you wish, and get ready to gently let your eyes open. And we'll continue our dialogue together. How was that? Some people have a tough time diving in, others feel at ease with their experience. If the breath doesn't work for you after a few sessions, you may want to find another form of mindful focus. The renowned psychologist William James once said, "The faculty of voluntarily bringing back a wandering attention over and over again is the very roots of judgment, character, and will. An education which should improve this faculty would be the education par excellence." Though James also said, "It is easier to define this ideal than to give practical directions for bringing it about." We actually do know how to refocus a wandering attention again and again, to use mindfulness practice to educate the mind itself. Exercising attention is like developing a muscle. We bend our arm and then straighten it, flexing and relaxing our biceps, focusing and refocusing our attention when it wanders. The observational distance that allows us to watch our own mental activity is an important first step toward regulating and stabilizing the mind. People with mindful awareness training have a shift in their brains toward an approach state that allows them to move toward rather than away from challenging situations. This is the brain signature of resilience.